Coordination compounds are the compounds in which the central metal atom or ion is surrounded by a number of ions or molecules. These compounds are also known as coordination complexes. They have biological importance, and the transition metal atoms have very good tendency to form coordination compounds. For example, chlorophyll in plants is a coordinated compound of magnesium. Hemoglobin in blood is a coordinated compound of iron. These compounds, coordinated compounds, are also used in industries as a catalyst and pigments for paints, etc. Now, before starting the detailed study of coordinated compounds, we will discuss some basic terms first. First basic term is like simple salts. Simple salt is formed by neutralization process, that is in which acid react with base and form a simple salt. Double salts. Double salts are formed by the combination of two simple salts, and these retain their identity in the solid state but decompose into ions in the solution state. For example, Mohr salt. Mohr salt is a double salt which on decomposition gives two different simple salts, ferrous sulfate and ammonium sulfate. Coordination compounds are those compounds which retain their identity in the solid state as well as in the solution state. For example, when ferrous cyanide and potassium cyanide are mixed and they form a compound, on decomposition, this compound gives two kinds of ions. One is a complex ion and one is a normal ion. But in complex ion, there is no evidence for the presence of ferrous ion and cyanide ion because it is a complex ion and it retains its identity in the solid state as well as in the solution state. Next basic term is central ion. The transition metal atom or ion in the coordination compound is known as central ion. In the given example, iron is the central ion. Ligands, molecule, atom or ion which is capable to donate a pair of electrons to the central metal atom or ion is known as ligand. Ligands may be negatively charged ions, positively charged ions or neutral molecules. For example, cyanide ion is negatively charged ion, nitronium ion is positively charged ions, and ammonia is a neutral molecule. Coordination sphere. The central metal ion and the ligands enclosed in a square bracket and are collectively termed as coordination sphere. The central metal ion and ligands inside the square bracket behave as a single unit. Next term is complex ion. The ion formed by central metal ion and ligands present in the square bracket remains as a single unit and known as complex ion. Charge of the complex ion. The charge carried by a complex ion is the algebraic sum of the charges of the central ion and ligands attached to that central ion. It can be calculated by using the following formula. Total charge on the complex ion is equal to the oxidation state of central atom plus charge on the. In the given example, the charge of the complex ion is -4, which comes according to the formula. Formula was total charge on the complex ion is equal to the oxidation state of central atom plus charge on the ligands. So in this case, the charge on the central ion is +2, that is Fe +2, and the charge of the cyanide ion is -1, and 6 cyanide ions are there. So overall the charge on the ligands is -6. That is, the total charge on the complex ion will be -4. Next term is counter ion. The ion present in the outer sphere of the complex ion is known as the counter ion. Counter ion is written outside the square bracket, like in the given example, Cl3 chloride ions are written outside the complex sphere, so chloride ion is the counter ion. The last term is coordination number. Total number of ligands attached to the central metal ion is known as coordination number of that central ion. For example, the coordination number of the cobalt in the given example is 6, as 6 ammonia molecules attached to this. The given flow diagram shows the summary of all the basic terms we have discussed above. A number of theories were given by different scientists to explain the structure and bonding of coordination compounds. In 1893, Alfred Werner gave a theory which successfully explained the bonding in coordination compounds. For that, Werner also received a Nobel Prize. So now we will start with Werner's theory of coordination compounds. So first, postulates of Werner's theory. First postulate is, in coordination compounds, metal atom show two types of valencies, primary valency and secondary valency. Primary valencies are those which a metal atom or ion possess in the formation of its simple salt. In the given example, AgCl, in which primary valency of silver is 1, which is satisfied by the chloride ion. So primary valency is generally related with the oxidation number. Primary valencies are non-directional, related to oxidation state and ionizable. Non-directional means they do not have particular direction in space, they do not show any particular geometry, and ionizable means they can be easily ionized, as AgCl on ionization gives Ag positive and Cl negative ion. Next one is secondary valency. Secondary valencies are those which a metal atom or ion possess in the formation of its coordination compound. That is, the total number of ligands which are attached to the central metal ion is known as secondary valency. Secondary valencies are directional, related to coordination number, and non-ionizable. Here, directional means they have a proper direction in the space, they can show a proper geometry which is related to its coordination number. Next one is, metal atom have tendency to satisfy both its primary valencies and secondary valencies. Primary valencies are satisfied by negative ions, whereas secondary valencies are satisfied by either negative ions or neutral molecules. In some cases, negative ions may satisfy both primary as well as secondary valencies. In the given example, secondary valency of platinum is 6, as 6 NH3 molecules are attached to it. Thus, the shape of the compound will be octahedral. As secondary valencies are directional, directed towards the fixed position in space and give a definite geometry, so it shows octahedral geometry. Every metal has fixed secondary valencies, that is fixed coordination number. Werner studied structure of various cobalt amines and formed a series of complex which is called Werner's series. Thus, here we are now discuss cobalt amines compounds based on the postulates of Werner's theory. Cobalt, when react with ammonia, form 4 different complexes. In all the 4 cobalt amine complexes, the secondary valency is 6, while the primary valency is 3, and each cobalt amine complex follow the Werner's theory. That is, each structure satisfy both primary as well as secondary valencies. So there are 4 cobalt amine complexes. Now we will discuss all these structures of cobalt complexes. First structure is hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride, in which coordination number is 6, secondary valencies are 6, primary valencies are 3, and as coordination number is 6, the geometry will be octahedral. and on ionization it gives 4 ions, 3 chloride ions and 1 complex ion. In this compound, the coordination number of cobalt is 6, as 6 ammonia molecules are attached to the central metal cobalt. This 6 coordination number also indicates that there are 6 secondary valencies which are represented by solid black lines, and the 3 primary valencies are satisfied by the chloride ions represented by the dotted lines. These are non-directional in nature. These chloride ions are ionizable and are instantaneously precipitated on the addition of silver nitrate. Thus, total number of ions in this case will be 4, that is 3 chloride ions and 1 complex ion. The central metal ion and surrounding ligands are written in a square bracket, which is known as complex ion. Next complex is pentaamine chlorocobalt 3 chloride, in which coordination number is 6, secondary valencies are 6, primary valencies are 3, geometry is octahedral, but on ionization total number of ions will be 3, that is 2 chloride ions and 1 complex ion. In this compound, the coordination number of cobalt is 6, which is a fixed value, but as you can see in the formula, the number of NH3 molecule is decreased to 5 from 6, and one remaining position is now occupied by the chloride ion. This chloride ion show dual behavior, that is, it satisfies primary valency as well as secondary valency of cobalt. Secondary valency is shown by the full line and primary valency is shown by the dotted line in the given picture. This structure satisfies 3 primary and 6 secondary valencies of cobalt. Hence, the complex formed may be written as CONH3 whole 5 Cl square bracket closed and Cl2. That is, the chloride ion which is inside the square bracket would satisfy both primary as well as secondary valencies, and 2 chloride ions are outside the square bracket. These chloride ions which are present outside the square bracket can be ionized and are instantaneously precipitated on the addition of silver nitrate. Third complex is tetraamine dichlorocobalt 3 chloride, in which coordination number is 6, which is a fixed value for the cobalt. Secondary valencies are 6, primary valencies are 3, geometry will be octahedral, but on ionization it gives total number of ions 2, 1 chloride ion and 1 complex ion. In this compound, 2 chloride ions show dual behavior, that is, they satisfy both primary as well as secondary valency, which is clear by the structural formula, which is CONH3 whole 4 Cl2 square bracket close and Cl ion. So in this case, the 2 chloride ions which are present inside the square bracket show dual behavior. They satisfy both primary as well as secondary valencies, whereas the chloride ion which is present outside the coordination sphere can be instantaneously precipitated on the addition of silver nitrate. Next complex is triamine trichlorocobalt 3, in which the coordination number is 6, which is a fixed value. Secondary valencies are 6, primary valencies are 3, geometry will be octahedral, but on ionization the total number of ions will be 0, that is, it is a neutral molecule, because in this compound all the 3 chloride ions are present inside the square bracket, which satisfy primary as well as the secondary valencies. No chloride ion is there outside the square bracket, and it will not precipitated on the addition of silver nitrate. So the complex compound behaves as a neutral non-conducting molecule. Now here, this is a table for the cobalt amine complexes in a summarized form, which shows 4 examples, 4 coordination complexes and their structural formulations. So in first structural formulation, there are 4 ions 1 is complex ion and 3 chloride ions. So number of chloride ions precipitated are 3, as 3 chloride ions gives the precipitate of 3 AgCl with silver nitrate. In a second example, there are 3 ions, 1 is complex ion and 2 chloride ions which precipitated with silver nitrate and form silver chloride precipitate. In the third example, there are 2 ions, one is complex ion and one is chloride ion which is present outside the coordination sphere and gives 1 AgCl precipitate, 1 mole of AgCl precipitate with silver nitrate. In the last example, no chloride ion precipitated out, as there is no chloride ion present outside the coordination sphere. Thus, there is only one complex and no chloride ions precipitated. Now, we will discuss one more example through which we can also explain Werner's theory postulates. That is platinum amine complexes, a series of complexes formed by platinum chloride with ammonia. In this table, you can see that there are 5 examples of platinum chloride with ammonia, and structural formulation is also given, and the number of chloride ions precipitated, number of ions from conductance and its molar conductance. So all these complexes show primary valencies of 4, which explained by the ions present outside the coordination sphere. Like in example number 1, that is PtCl4 6NH3. The structural formula is PtNH3 whole 6 square bracket close power plus 4 dot 4Cl. So there are, the primary valency is 4. Similarly, in rest all the examples, primary valency 4. Secondary valency, that is the coordination number, which is 6 in all the example, satisfied by ammonia, which is a neutral ligand, and chloride ions. Chloride ions, as contain minus charge, they may satisfy both the valencies, that is primary as well as secondary valencies. Molar conductance data of these complexes confirm the presence of ions. So in example number 1, number of ions are 5. 1 is complex ion and 4 chloride ions. As all chloride ions are present outside the coordination sphere, which can also confirm that when we react this complex compound with aqueous silver nitrate, it gives 4 moles of silver chloride precipitate, and thus the number of chloride ions precipitated are 4. And total number of ions which show the conductance are 5. 1 is complex and 4 chloride ions. Similarly, in second example, there are total number of ions are 4. 1 is complex ion and 3 chloride ions. So 1 chloride ion which is present inside the coordination sphere will satisfy both primary as well as secondary valencies, as it contains negative charge. So the overall charge of the complex is plus 3, and these 3 chloride ions which are present outside the coordination sphere show their presence with silver nitrate by forming the white precipitate of silver chloride. In the next example, there are 3 ions. 1 is complex ion, 2 chloride ions. So now you can see that in third example, now there are 2 chloride ions are present inside the coordination sphere and 2 are present outside the coordination sphere. Those which are present inside the coordination sphere, chloride ions, does not show their presence, whereas the 2 chloride ions which are present outside the coordination sphere give white precipitate of silver chloride with silver nitrate. In the next example, there are 2 ions, 1 is complex ion and 1 is chloride ions. So the number of chloride ions precipitated for that example is 1, because only 1 chloride ion is precipitated out with silver nitrate because it is present outside the coordination sphere. In the last example, there are only 1 ion. No chloride ion is precipitated out with silver nitrate because the ion is present outside the coordination sphere, and the complex does not ionize and it is non-conducting and its molar conductance is almost 0. Now we will discuss experimental verification. Experimental verification for the postulates of Werner's. So there are three experimental verifications through which we can prove that experimentally the postulates of Werner's are valid. First is precipitating chloride ions. Second is molar conductance measurement, and third is number and type of isomers. So first one, precipitating chloride ions. It explained that the number of ions like chloride ions which are present outside the coordination sphere get precipitated out when the compound is heated with aqueous silver nitrate. If number of chloride ions outside the coordination sphere is 3, then it will give 3 mole of silver chloride precipitate. If number of chloride ions outside the coordination sphere is 2, then it will give 2 moles of silver chloride precipitate. That means the formation of precipitate will depends upon the number of chloride ions present outside the coordination sphere, as the chloride ions which are present inside the coordination sphere will not give precipitate with silver nitrate. Second one is molar conductance measurement. In this coordination compounds, molar conductance value is compared with the molar conductance of some known electrolytes, and experimental data of molar conductance prove the postulates of Werner's. The third one, which is the number and type of isomers, also help in assigning possible structures to a coordination compound. Like the compound with coordination number 6 have octahedral geometry, and for these two isomers, that is cis and trans, are possible, and Werner was also able to isolate experimentally both the isomers. Now we will discuss some questions related to this topic. So our question number 1 is, how do the coordination compounds differ from double salts? As we already discussed in the general terms, that double salts are those which cannot retain their identity in the solution state, whereas the coordination compounds are those which can retain their identity in the solution state as well as in the solid state both. So I think you can easily explain this answer. Now question number 2, write the structural formula of the following complexes and predict the number of ions per mole of the complex. So first example is COCl3.5NH3 and second one is COCl3.6NH3, and there is hint for that question is, in the first case the structural formulation will be like CONH3 whole 5 Cl square bracket close and Cl2. So it will give 3 ions, 1 complex ion and 2 chloride ions. And the next example gives 4 ions, 1 complex ion and 3 chloride ions, which you can easily discuss with the hint. Now next question is, why potassium cyanide is highly toxic whereas this complex compound is not toxic at all? You can explain it with the help of this complex structure, that in this case potassium ions are present outside the coordination sphere whereas cyanide ions are present inside the coordination sphere. So when it will dissolve in the any liquid, then cyanide ions does not show their presence. So cyanide ions will not affect any toxic effect, whereas when KCN is dissolved in liquid, then potassium ions and cyanide ions separate and cyanide ions are there in the solution. That means cyanide ions presence show the toxic effect. Next question is, can the pyrazinium ion behave as an ligand? So in this ion, the positive charge is far away from the electron pair on the other nitrogen. Then the electron pair can be donated easily. Thus, the pyrazinium ion behaves as an ligand. Now next question is, which one of the following nitrogen compounds or ions is not capable of serving as a ligand? NH4 positive, NH3 and NH2 minus. So answer is NH4 positive ion does not have a lone pair of electron, and NH3 has one lone pair of electrons, NH2 minus has two lone pair of electrons. That means NH4 positive does not behave as a ligand, because ligands are those which can donate a pair of electrons. So in case of NH4 positive, it does not have any lone pair of electrons, so it will not behave as a ligand. Next question is, the coordination compounds COCl3.3NH3 when dissolved in water does not give precipitate with silver nitrate, and the compound is also non-conducting. Propose the structure to this compound. So you can easily explain with the help of Werner theory postulates that all the chloride ions and the ammonium ions present in this given coordination compound will be inside the coordination sphere. So the chloride ion will not give any precipitate with silver nitrate. And the last question is, describe the basic postulates of Werner theory of coordination. How does the theory account for the non-ionic behavior of the coordination compound COCl3.3NH3? So you can also discuss this complete question on the basis of the topic covered earlier. Thank you.